What's up, gamers? This is NGG with my co-host
Marz. What's up, y'all? Marz here on scene, talking about a good topic today. Lazy James, all that good stuff. Gamer gonna have all my formalities in the description.
Yeah, links are always below. Check the description. All right, so we are not doing a review because I feel like it's unfair to do a full review since one, I haven't played the single player, and this game is still a live service game. So right now, this is gonna be just first impressions of. I think I have 30 or 40 hours into this game. I think you have a lot more than that. So this is just our impressions of Splatoon 3. And let's go into what we normally would do. So we always talk about gameplay. There's a story mode that I won't be able to talk about, but I'm hoping you've gone and hit the story mode a little bit. I haven't, so I can't talk about that. And then all the multiplayer versions, because I have dabbled a lot in a lot of the multiplayers, except for one, which I think you've also dabbled in. So that should help balance this review out. So the first thing I want to talk about is my favorite thing, which is turf battles, as it compares from two to three. So I think turf battles, I do like that there is now a new system where as many people want to join the queue can join the queue. So that I like it only takes the one battle for everybody to join in. And they did add the feature where you can see if your friends are gonna join in. So that's nice too. Like, I like the fact, like, if you're about to leave a lobby, they're like, hey, somebody's joined on you, one of your friends. So that is nice. But the disconnects, I can't. So what are we thinking about Turf Battle for you?
Hey, turf battles, I like turf battles. I like that you can join on your peoples. I see people play. I go to my friends list. I slide over on that little menu, friends list. You can see somebody playing Samurai. You can see somebody playing Anarchy. You can see somebody playing Turf. When I drop in on somebody, it's gonna be on Turf because I don't want to mess up anything they got going. So I look. I say, who on Turf? Who can I mess with? I see Edie. I see everybody. I see, and then I drop in, and then the next day, hey, did you drop in on my Turf, John? You know, everybody. So I think it's kind of funny. But so yeah, I like Turf. I like how you can just drop in. I like that you can join on the same team as the people you want to join on. Now it doesn't have to be like random. You can get a 4 crew going in a turf battle. You know what I mean? You don't just have to always be randomized on the team. So I do like that. And for some reason, maybe it's the stages. I just enjoy. I could just play turf more randomly. Like usually when I get on the game on 2. I'm like, I'm going straight to X rank and all this. I ain't worried about no turf. Like in this one, for some reason, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the stages, the new stages, just wanting to play more, test out the guns. But I find myself just regularly playing turf versus just heading to the Anarchy. So they done something there where it's a little more magical, a little more fun, a little more spice, especially how Splatfest is panning out. But yeah, I think turf is great. And like you said, you can see when people are joining, so you just don't up and leave randomly. So turf is solid.
Yeah. I'm gonna piggyback on something you said. I do like that you can make a 4-team lobby. The only thing I don't like is that you can't switch it out. Like if you have more people wanting to join in, you can't switch from the 4 people to just like 8 people randomizing or how many people because
it'll lock it in.
It's locked in. So there's like no way to say. I wish there was a way like, hey, you got more people wanting to join on you. You want to switch this to regular turf. So that you don't have to, and I know that's probably gonna be a little too much for them to, like, they've already added this feature, so they probably won't, but it would be a nice improvement if you already have 4 people, but more people want to join on you, then it'd be like, all right, we'll just make it a regular turf battle, it won't be a team turf battle, because I've watched other streamers, and they don't know that you can do a lobby of 8 people or a lobby of
a lot of people on that. Like you got to coach them. Like hit the. That's what the difference between a drop in and joinable. You can drop in, what you're gonna drop in on the team, but joinable, you're gonna join them randomly. Like people still aren't seeing the difference. So yeah, definitely what you're saying. You got like a lot of people still need to be coached on that.
Right. And so I was watching the streamer and he was like, he's only playing 4 people teams, and I'm like, but he has so many people wanting to play with him and he keeps rotating the lobby. I'm like, if you go into a regular match, and all your peeps can follow you, then there's 8 people of your people playing, or however many if you don't have a full lobby to do private battles. Right. So that's turf. So that
it's not that wait 2 at a time.
No.
Like in 2.
Thank God.
We just mob a whole lobby. Like we mobbing, we in here, we taking over, up out of here. So I like that. Like you got 7 people ready to go, 7 people queue up. 9 times out of 10, the game knows to make room. Like, oh, y'all got to dip. They mob the room. It's over with. Yep. So it's pretty good at that. But then, of course, you get a DC the next match, and then you got to start. Oh, my bad. Did I bring that up?
The way they tried to fix those DCs have been the worst solution to a problem they could have ever done. And I know that I'm starting off bad, guys. I know I'm starting off bad, but I think they made a bad situation worse. Like, I was already used to dealing with having to fight 3v4s or 2v4s sometimes, but a whole lobby disconnect, it'll shut down the whole lobby, it'll disconnect the whole room, it'll sometimes kick the whole party off. So like if you form the big lobby and you got all your peeps together, well, goodbye to all your peeps, because you got to start a new lobby and everybody's got to try to get in the second round, because they can never get in the first round.
Alright, so as Gamer has stated, it's a live game. So as today, their patch notes came out talking about the DCs. They're supposed to. I didn't read the patch notes. We probably should have read them before the video. Today, the patch, they might go live tonight. I think it started overseas, so it's going to roll over to us today, the 29th. Or the 20, whatever today is, they're hitting today. So, I don't know that that's going to fix it if they don't stop disconnecting the whole lobby. When you're playing Splatoon 2, when you're in Splatoon 2, 9 times out of 10, when you get a disconnect, you don't know it till the match is over. You're like, oh, somebody disconnected. At the end, right? You're like, even if you're getting whooped on, you just think, dang, that's a really good team. And then you get to the end, oh, somebody DC, that's why we got whooped on. I know that one like us. Not in 3. In 3, when you disconnect, it's loud and clear, it's disruptive, it's obtrusive, it's rude. You know what I'm saying? And of course, it happens to me when I'm winning. I'm about to take home the victory. I'm about to secure the victory. Nah, the game like, nah, you ain't finna win nothing, partner. DC, up out of here. My only tribe battle, and on the other team, not my team.
Right.
Not my partner, man. My partner rolling is too obtrusive. The disconnect. And even in turf war, even in no matter which mode you're playing, because anarchy there's no penalty each way, so that's fine. It's just too intrusive. It's too abrupt. It's too rude. I can't handle it. I can't take it. They gotta go back to the old way, which maybe the past notes touched on, or they gotta put a bot in there. This can't happen for the rest of the life of Splatoon. The way these disconnects are going, it just can't. All right, now with that out the way. Sorry.
No, no, that did happen. I was like, so one time I was trying to get a group together, right? I did a match. And, you know, people could join on me. And then one of the people that joined on me DC'd. And then I had to now do another match. And then it happened like a couple of... Like, somebody wasn't having their internet right, who was trying to join on me. And they kept DCing the room. So I ended up having to play... Like, that's the only difference. Like, I had to end up having to do so many more matches for them to join. So that, like... It's pros and cons, but if they got rid of this, if they get rid of the DC situation, like kicking the whole lobby, then look, I will. I think I won't mind the struggle bus as bad as I mean, I'm used to it. I think at this point, the struggle bus.
We're kind of getting used to it.
Yeah. I was used to like struggling 3v4s or 2v4. I'm used to the struggle.
I'd rather do that. I'll take the 4v3 because sometimes you get it. Because I think one of the things with the DC is a mental thing. If you realize you got a DC, it's gonna make you different. You're gonna play to lose almost. Well, it's 4 versus 3. It's over with anyway. But like I said, when in Splatoon 2, you don't even realize you got a DC. Sometimes you're keeping up, and it's 4v3 because you're not noticing that it's 4. It's more of a mental thing than just being a player down.
Right.
So I'd rather deal with the 4v3 and then slide, especially like if the DC comes like towards the end, and even if it's on your team, it's like your lead is too great for the other team to overcome, even though it's 4v3. Like, let that ride. Don't disconnect the whole jump.
Yeah, we had it like that once where it was like 20 seconds left. We were all pushed up. They could, like, even if they had that last 20 seconds to ink up, they wouldn't have made it. And then the room shut down, DC.
Ride. Yeah, room shut down. Like, that's robbing of a victory to me. I don't
yeah,
like
it. It's quite annoying for me, and really one of the reasons why I'm gonna be honest, this is one of the reasons why I like struggle to play Splatoon 3 a bit is because of the DCs. I'm like, I don't want to deal with the DC situation the way it is now. It makes me not want to play. And you know that's a lot for me to say I don't want to play a Splatoon game. Because it's my hella relaxing game.
Now, I mean, you got to think that the first patch of the game is addressing DC. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The game ain't 2 weeks already throwing a patch, so they know what the deal is. You can't. I mean, especially after this Splatfest, right? When you go through a whole Splat, everybody playing all weekend. The game, plenty of copies sold, right? Everybody playing the game. Don't get it twisted. Like, across the board, pros, casual, people that just got the game. I'm like adding people. No Splatoon 2 in sight. They never played Splatoon 2. No hours on Splatoon 2 at all. So you got people playing. You got across the board. And the main thing people are talking about is the disconnect. You talk about a turn off to a new group of people coming in. All right, well, I played Splatfest this weekend. Let me throw that back. What we got next? All these games to play? You know what I'm saying? I ain't finna be up here DCing.
Right.
That's a major L for Splatoon. You probably lost a good amount of people. Because now all they going to think about, the new people, all they going to think about is this game disconnects a lot. And I pay for online. It disconnects a lot. I got the wired. I got the best internet. I'm still disconnected because everybody doesn't. You know what I mean? So that they got to address the issue quick, fast, and hurry.
No, this game should have, look, to me, this game should have always been on servers. Like, there's no reason there should be a peer-to-peer connection on one of your, like, if you want to address it later and when the game dies down, move it to peer-to-peer connection, whatever.
Yeah.
But right now, while the game is very popular, it should be on a server to address these DCs. Let's move on because I'm gonna beat it. We're gonna beat a dead horse. All right, so let's get into the single player. I haven't done it. You want to do a spoiler free, like how the single player?
I haven't done it.
You haven't done it either.
Let me tell you. I'm playing the game. I'm playing Splatoon 3, the game. Like the single player. Okay, that's nice. I played the single player 2 and 1, so I played the 3. I know enough in the single player. I mean, I'm not a lore heavy person anyway. I'm gonna say this about the single player. If you're a lore heavy, play the single player. If you want to know, you can learn about the weapons without playing the single player. You can learn about everything you can do without playing the single player. That's how it's like the single players. But if you want to know, and you're not gonna get much lore, but if you want to know the lore, play the single player. You want to know more lore, get the mangas. That's all I'm gonna say about single player.
So yeah, for me and single player, if anybody knows from me, I usually wait till like the game is almost dying down to go into single player, just because I don't enjoy the single player as much because I don't like how they force me to use different weapons. I doubt that it's changed. I guess when I do our full review, we can talk about single player, but right now we are gonna shuffle on and we are gonna talk about one of my favorite modes, actually. And it wasn't my favorite mode in Splatoon 2, but one of my newest favorite modes is Salmon Run. I have been enjoying the F out of Salmon Run. I love the new boss. Like, you would think it's almost kind of the same game, but for some reason it feels so different. I like the new bosses. I like the new mechanics they put in. They have like this one mechanic, and it seems so dumb, so dumb. They put these eggs, all the golden eggs, all the way at the back. And you have to grab a bunch of those eggs and just keep tossing them. And you have to like kind of relay them towards your people. And then not really too many people attacking you while you're relaying them. But it's like to get your friends like to help each other. So yeah, it's like I feel like it's a group bonding activity without even knowing some of these people.
They want to see how well you work as a team, you know, that kind of thing.
Right, and that's what it felt like to me. Like, all right, I'm gonna pop this. You keep whoever off of me while I'm tossing them. The person in the middle toss them to the person on top, and the person on top just keeps shooting them in the bucket, and we'll get them like that. And like that specific stage, part of the stage, is never too hard. So I feel like it's like for me, it's just the right amount of difficulty in that part. I don't know if it has its own little name, but just the right amount of difficulty for that part of the stage. Where it's not too hard, it's not too easy. Well, it might be a little too easy. I'm not gonna lie. It might be a little too easy, but I feel like it's team building.
I think it's like where they put stage out of eggs compared to where you have to load them. Like if one person is not participating, you might not make the goal. So you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So all 4 people have to be a part of that chain process. If one of those 4 people are not a part of that chain, you might be an egg or 2 short. Because there were some times where like people were kind of just like messing around, like we almost didn't make it if we really didn't hustle. But that's why I think how you said they don't throw too many enemies at you, because this is more like can you work as a unit without the voice chat.
Okay, so. Well, without the voice chat. But you know what? I've never had a unit that didn't help, so I didn't know that was a thing. Like, I've always, like, everybody, I'm usually the one to pop it and throw it, and then everybody else fishes it off.
Yeah,
so I didn't, I didn't know that was a thing.
Get in a group where somebody ain't doing right. You'll see.
Oh.
But I like that. I mean, that's the punishment, since they're not throwing enemies at you. It has to be hard in some way, so if somebody's not acting right, that's like the punishment or the toughness or where the difficulty comes from. Like, how can you still do this with 3 or 4 people?
Right. They added this other new one, which is like this tower. I really like the tower, except for when I'm being targeted by those torpedoes. Because sometimes when you're going up the tower, you can't see that you're being targeted by the torpedoes, and you'll get got while you're climbing up and not even know it. So like.
No, listen, that's one of my number 1 rules anyway. Just in Splatoon, never be climbing while missiles are on you, because you're gonna get got. But so I know what you mean. I think one thing I like. Well, let me say this. I do like Samurai. I liked it in 2. I just didn't. It just wasn't that appealing to me. I did not like it. Like if somebody, let's run Samurai. Okay, I'll run Samurai, whatever. But now in 3, I really like it a lot. I like it a great deal. And this has been across the board that people like Samurai run a great deal, and this is where game design comes into play, because from 2 to 3 pretty much the same, right? But it's the design of what's going on, the little nuances, throwing the egg, having the ability to toss the egg. Okay, I'm down here, I'm gonna kill everything down here, I'm gonna toss it up to that platform where y'all at, then all you gotta do is toss it from there to the bucket. And then, or you get the pump thing by the beach, throw it in that pump, and it lobs it to the basket. Little nuances like that, like that brings it alive. Where pretty much outside of that, the same as 2. There, of course, some new enemies. The Mega Boy at the end. You know, little stuff like that, which is fine. But I think those little nuances that they added really brought Samurai to life. Because now you look back at 2 and it's like, I think it's stale. Like, what?
Yeah.
Like, so it's like those little nuances. Because even when I saw the trailer in Splatoon 3, I was like, okay, you can throw the egg, big deal. Okay, wow, you can throw the salmon, great. But then actually doing it, okay, nice. Okay, good. I see what you did. All right. So yeah, those little nuances really brought Samurai to life. And I've been playing like Call of Duty. I used to do all the zombie stuff, so I understand. Like even in, that's why I say I like 2, because I just always like zombie modes in those shooter type games. But 3 really brings it alive. They did a good job with mimicking some of the things of Call of Duty, to not just have a bunch of things coming at you, but add these little nuances to the mode. Now, like people like you that didn't like it in 2, like it.
Right. Well, it's not that I didn't like it. It was just that it wasn't like it wasn't a mode that I would just go to random. Like
Right.
it wasn't something like I'm like unless I needed like the gear that was in there for that month
Right,
or the
yeah.
week or whatever. I wasn't something I would go. And it's now 24/7. So now
Big
we
deal.
don't have to wait.
24/7 major play. The gear is whack so far. I do not like that hat, but I've seen everybody rocking that hat. The gear whack so far. And it's like, come on, man, hurry up and change that hat out, bruh. Like, and then now, like the first, a lot of people, a lot of people were complaining, like just the weapon lineup was whack the first week. Like there was only like a couple times where I was like, man, I like this set of weapons. So like the first lineup was pretty garbo. Not that there's there's basic guns in the game right now anyway. So when they have more guns, we'll get more lineups.
Yeah,
But
hopefully. I do like that new King boss feature thing that they've added
like
as
it.
well. I like that it's not all the time. So
yeah, I like that. Yeah.
you're not always gonna get him, so it's not predictable. There is something that I saw that I didn't know that there was a way to tell, but there is a way to tell when he's coming. There's like some kind of thing on the top right hand corner of your screen, and you'll see him like glowing, the big boss, and then you'll know that match you're gonna get him. So like if you're not paying attention, you could miss that very easily.
Yep.
And if you miss it and you use, so I save on my specials now. I don't use my specials at all. Guys, I'm not using it. I'm not using my specials because that guy is hard to beat. I've only beaten him twice. I've only ever beaten him twice.
Yeah,
So
we beat them together once. So
we
I
beat
know
them
that.
together, yeah. So I've only ever beaten him twice. So I save my specials now. And some of the specials I don't know how to use, so imagine me never using a special and saving it for this big boss guy. It's super hard, but I love that it doesn't punish you for not beating him, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't punish you for not beating him, but it gives you extra bonuses if you do. They give you like this golden something at the end of the match if you beat him, and that you can use to buy different color work uniform.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, we did get hooked up.
Right.
I kind of like that he's not easily beatable. You know what I mean? Because like
So
I remember when
hard.
we beat him, I was hyped. Like you gotta have some type of hype left in the game, right? You can't. I don't want it all just to be easy. So like when I beat him, I'm pretty hyped about it. Like I feel like true accomplishment. Even when the game's out for a year or two, it'd be just as hard to beat. I don't want him to be easy to beat.
Right.
Because they could have easily, all right. After you learn the mechanics, or if you play it so long, he's gonna be. Actually, it gets harder to beat the better you get. So that's good.
Right. But he's always on the small ass stage. Always on the. I think that's the killer for me. Is he's always on a small stage. And imagine there's all these bosses coming in. So because you have to use the bosses to kill him. And so all these big bosses are coming in, and you're getting lobbed by these big bosses and him because he can plop you. So it's just like Team Chaos won. Is all I'm saying. In this match, you can definitely tell Team Chaos won because it's chaotic when you are fighting him in that small area. So, you have anything else you want to add to Salmon?
Not really. Just I'm glad they did what they did because that could have been an easy copy paste type thing. Don't worry about throwing the eggs. Don't worry about having that little thing. Don't worry about adding extra bosses. People hardly play Samurai. That could have been an easy copy paste and build something somewhere else. So yeah,
right.
Good job on Samurai.
Okay, so now they have. Also, and I haven't played it, so I can't speak on it. I don't know if you've played it, like the tabletop mode.
Oh yeah, I played it.
You played it? You want to talk a little bit about it?
Yeah, let me speak to it. I will say this, like, I think people have been intimidated to play it because it's like, all right, first of all, I play TCGs. I play card games. So that's why I'm very interested and I like it. And TCGs in general be intimidating because you don't know the rule of the card. You got to learn the rule of the battle. So I've seen like a lot of people saying like they play one, but it's intimidating. They don't understand it. And there is a tutorial. Like it's a real TCG. They could easily, once again, like how I said with Salmon, like a little copy plays. I'll just throw a little like TCG. Like it's a real TCG, they want you to read the rule book before you even play it, and I highly suggest that you do. You have to read. There's like a 20-page, and it goes page. I think it's 18 to 20 pages.
Wow.
Read that, because if you don't, you're gonna be lost playing TCG. Gotta read that, especially if you don't even play TCGs. Read that, and your first matches. And my first match was pretty tough, but you should win, but it'll get real tough real quick. And then if they're gonna get to a point, because I see people playing the TCG exclusively, like they're just getting good at the TCG, and then you get badges for that, right? There's a whole other story, the badge hunt, that a lot of people are starting to turn this game into. But the TCG, if you do want to play it seriously, get all your cards, build you a couple decks. You know, that's a whole separate video game, I got to tell you. But let me just touch on it lightly. You know, try to get all the cards, build your decks. You can. I think most TCGs you can have up to 4 of one card. I'm not sure about this one. When I played it, I won against the easy computer, but it gets harder and harder. But yeah, collect the cards, build the deck, practice, play, and then I bet there's going to be YouTube tutorials on strategies. Like it's an official TCG, so I'll say that. I'll leave it at that. I'm not gonna go too deep because it's big.
I got one question though. Can you play that against other players, like online?
I haven't seen it. The part that I did see is like you your deck and you can put it out there to be played by the computer. It seems like, but on the second floor in the lobby, there's tables where like 2 players can sit down. So maybe when some DLC come out or something, like they'll let 2 live people go at it. But so every time I played, it's been against the CPU.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I think it would be nice if it was another way you can play against people, like especially like people you know. Like say I wanted to play against you.
Right.
Not that I would, because I don't play card games and I know I get rocked. But like, what if I wanted to try?
People are making it a point to be very good at this TCG, so it's taken serious. It's not anything like they could almost break this off. If they break this TCG off from Splatoon 3, I would not be surprised at all, because I know I've seen people that play TCGs take the TCG in this game serious.
Oh, okay.
Like just how they would take, like I take Pokemon serious, like that. Like, all right, I'm collecting the cards, and each card means like it's a big deal. Like there's rare cards in the game. I should have brought that. I was talking to Steve L. Like, so most people don't understand when you get in the gacha machine, you get a pack. When you level up, you get packs. Some of these cards are what in TCG are rare cards. So that's how you know. They could have easily just had a bunch, they just throw a bunch of cards in there. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that because that could be a whole video in itself.
Okay, so I will move on. The next one I want to talk about is the new versions of League and Ranked. I think they're gonna bring League and Ranked back, but right now we have Anarchy Battles, and I am not mad at them. I am not mad at them at all. So I was watching you stream while you were playing your Anarchy Battle series, because I'm not gonna lie, I was afraid to go in because I didn't know how it worked. I didn't know what this 5-3 rule was. And I was like, oh, I don't know that I want to go in. It sounds like I'm gonna lose all my points, and if I lose all my points, how am I gonna get more back? Because it's a slow climb if you don't do it in that. They should have named them completely different, because it's Anarchy something and there's another Anarchy on the bottom. Do you know the names of them? Do they have specific names?
Yeah, well, one is Anarchy Series and one is Solo. One is the one you could do with your friends, right? So if it's me, you, and 2 other people get together, or it could just be whatever ratio you get. But now in that mode, you're only when you lose, you'll lose 2 to 4 points. What I've seen so far, every time I lost, it's either been 2 points or negative points. Negative 4 points or negative 2 points. If you win, you only get plus 8 points. Now, if you do a series, which is the 5, and then either win 5 or lose 3 or it's over, that's when you're doing the big bets. When you plus 200, plus 300, minus 200. So those are the differences. But you can only do that in solo. You can't get a team to do that part of it. And that's the one that's on top. And then the solo is below. But solo, they say solo, but you can do that with friends.
Which is weird why it would be called solo, because I know you can hit the right bumper and you could add people, because I know I played that with you and I played that with Dank, and like I was afraid that I was gonna lose somebody their rank, and they were like, no, it's only a couple of points, you're not gonna lose me my rank. And so I was less apprehensive about going in there with the team, because I wasn't going to cost them so many points that they were going to lose their rank, which I did like, because imagine you going into anarchy battles and wanting to play like ranked mode, and you're going with somebody who doesn't really know how to play, so you're not going to always win, but because you're only losing a few points here or there, it's not really going to cost, unless you're super close to the end, that it would cost you your rank. But it shouldn't really cost you your rank, which I really liked, that it wasn't gonna, like, you can still play it. It's not, you're not gaining a lot.
You're playing it and it's no sweat. Like you would probably have to play, but not only play, lose like 100 matches, because -2 when you're talking about, it'll be like 1,000 to your next one, right? And you're talking about +2 of 1,000. That's why when people, like I'm seeing all these videos about rank up fast, all they're talking about is playing series, because you're getting 300 at a time out of the 1,000 to get to the next level, of course. But when you're talking about +2, if you just want to chill with your people, hey man, and you don't want to do turf, right? Just join Anarchy Solo. Y'all can still have a good time, have a good laugh. Nobody's crying because they're losing 2 or even gaining 8. Because no matter, I'm gonna tell you right now, no matter how bad you whoop the other team, you're only getting 8 points. So, like, you're not getting, oh, you whooped them really well. Here goes 20 points. You know what I mean? So it's just, I think that's a good idea, because like a lot of, like, in my real life, like, well, not in real life, people I play with here, like they'll be intimidated. Oh, we don't want to mess you up. We don't want to job. No, come on, play. You ain't gonna check me up. Let's play, have a good time. Where we don't have to play turf. They want to play tower control or something, right? But we're not in X rank and we're not in league where all these super tryhards there, right? So that's why I'm glad they did that. So you could just play regular, and then but play the modes without going into private battle, without going into league, and without worrying about the little rank. You can still enjoy those modes, and then if you want to get super serious, go ahead and do the series best 3 or 5. Get salty there.
Get salty there. I did like, though, like I won one of them. I won one of my series and I lost another one. But even though I lost my series, I didn't lose a lot of points. Like, I actually gained points. So I didn't know how that works. You want to explain it to me? Go ahead.
All right, so this is what's hot. This is what's hot now. Forget the crack tanks. You have the team effort, but then let's say you're playing really well, the team just ain't, or it's not doing that well. So they're individual effort. So you notice when you were playing series, right? At the end of the match, or this happens anyway, no matter what you're playing turf with, but it'll be like you can get gold or silver, or you can get nothing. Because sometimes I'll just get like 2, and then I don't get anything for the third if I have a bad game, right? So like if you get all 3 gold, you can have 3 losses. But if in those 3 losses, if you got 3 gold of anything, 3 gold ratings on those 3 losses, you can still gain points. Especially if you sneak a win in there. Like, so that's what I like. It's more of a formula. It's just not black and white. It's like, okay, you played well, the team chemistry just went there or something like that. And I think I posted this on Twitter. I've won 5. I've got and lost. I won 5 and went on. Then I lost 3 and went on. I've gotten more points for losing 3, getting all gold, than winning 5 and getting like gold and silver mixed.
Wow.
So you gotta understand that, don't give up when you're playing. Like, even if you're like, oh, I don't like my team, I'm giving up. No, play better individually, and you still will be rewarded. Right. I like that. I think a lot of people complained it too. Like, oh, I'm playing so well, but I'm still getting cracks. That fixed that.
Yeah, I did like that, because I didn't understand, and thank you for explaining. I didn't understand how when I lost, how I still won. Like, because I was super close to a win. It was like either I win or I lose. I either move up or I lose the series. And we lost the series, and I was like, oh, but how come I still ranked up? Right. Like, I didn't understand, because usually I get, like, I'm not gonna say I get a lot of gold, but I do get gold often. So like I always get like enemy ink based turfer or like something like I get a lot of little gold things. So I didn't know why I was still moving on, and so that definitely explained it and helped me understand it, I guess.
Yeah. Let me say one more thing about like that too. It like especially like how you play like, or you. I think both of us play like we play the objective, right? But not everybody plays the objective. So even if you're playing objective and like let's say us two are playing, and then the other two are just off like, oh, we just want to get kills. Like you're all right, so we'll probably lose, but we get rewarded for playing the objective. Like there'll be like for splat zones, like splat zone inker, splat zone defender, or tower control, like tower. You know, they got each one's for different modes, but you can get gold. So that's why I say don't give up, even if you think like, because you're gonna get rewarded for playing how you play, like playing the objective. There's like, and then there's other ways you can playing defense, inking home base. You know, so just play your game, play well, and you will be rewarded.
Yeah, I did definitely like that because I did like longest on tower, some weird, well, some weird gold thing that I didn't know why I was getting it, but like I did still rank up, so I did like that because truth be told, in ranked, I was maybe only 2 of S's and most of them were B's and A's because I really don't like ranked because I don't like I like once I get to a certain point and I'm like I don't want to lose it. I don't want to lose my rank because the other team ain't doing well. And like what if I know it's me and I'm having an off time, then you can pause the series, you can go down and play the open if you want and then come back to the series. Like say the one thing that they did change is though that score is for all of them. It's not for each individual one. What it used to be like A for splats, B for this. It's a whole round point. So like it's A across the board for each mode. So like if you're having a off mode, say, oh, I'm really doing crap in this mode, well, come back when the lobby rotates and come finish the series in another mode and you can still rank up. So I do like that a lot because it's harder for me to do all these ranks, and I hated clams before, and for some reason I was doing so well in clams. It was just like gaining me points and points and points and points, and I was doing so well, and I was like, damn, I hate clams, but I'm doing so
you can rank up,
yeah. And I'm
gonna say this too because I finally, so when you was watching me stream, I was A plus rank, so I got the S rank. But so when you're jumping from like rank to rank, it goes from 5, the best 5 out of 3, so 5 wins or 3 losses. Then you get 3 straight up, and from what I could tell, you have to win all 3, or I think 2 of the 3, and then have good score to get to S rank. And then it'll go back to 5 or 3. So I think I think I'm just S plus. So when I go S plus 1, S plus 2. You still have to do. You're just gonna get 3, and then you're gonna be evaluated off of 3 matches if you can go to the next one.
Oh, okay.
Just for the people to know.
Okay, I obviously didn't know about it. So we're gonna lightly touch on this last subject. And we'll go further in detail. When we go and hit your channel up, but we are gonna talk a little bit about how they are handling the Splatfest in this game, because guys, I am not happy right now, and I'm gonna tell you, like, if anybody knows me, like, Splatfest is always like the most wonderful time of the season for me. Like I hit Splat, like I plan to be home, I plan to play all day, I'll be in and out the matches. Like I used to never like get headaches. Now I'm getting headaches because I'm getting frustrated, I'm getting stressed out, and like I never had that happen to me before. Like I used to love Splatfest, and I'm not saying that I hate it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I hate it. I'm just saying it's now more frustrating. Where it just used to be straight up fun for me, it's now more like it's fun, but now I have to deal with some frustration. So like with the DCs that we've already talked about, and like the way they're handling the tricolor matches, you didn't play, so I did one tricolor match, and now the tricolor matches are like they for some reason have eliminated making a brand new stage for each Splatfest. Each Splatfest used to have a brand new stage, and for some reason they took that away. I don't know why they took that away. That's dumb. It was always like the highlight of my time, getting to see a brand new stage that we will be able to eventually play in private battles. But they've eliminated that as a possibility, and so now what they did in my match, when the one time I got it, so there was 3 boards, right? There's when you're playing in the tricolor, you have to select if you're the losing team that you want to be part of the tricolor, and you can only bring one friend. You can't bring a team, because if you're the losing team, there's only 2 of you guys, so you can't bring a whole crew. It's not like if you decide you want to play with your crew, it'll say, do you want to split? If you get a match and you guys play solos, it's you play 4 people, you're not getting a tricolor match if you're the losing team. If you're the winning team, you can get a tricolor match, but if you're the losing team, you can only bring up one other person. And the way I got it, when I went Hammer, the bridge one was a board, and they also put it as a tricolor board. So it was on there twice. It was a tricolor bridge.
I didn't realize that. Yeah,
I was like, wait, why am I having this? Like, it's not a different stage. I was so mad. I mean,
that is lame.
One, they're now super, like, it's like, I was playing Splatfest, and now the tricolor matches only come on the second half, right, of the thing. So you only have like the second half to play it. And then they're so elusive, guys. They're so elusive now. Like, you're like, where are they? Where are they?
Yeah,
like, I had one during the whole Splatfest. One, and if you win, they give you a badge. If you lose, you don't get that badge. So imagine you have one chance at it.
You bring it up the first time. Yeah.
You have one chance at it, and you only have one chance at winning it, and one chance to get that stupid little. Not stupid badge. One time to get that badge. It's stupid because when you had it in the test fire, they were more frequent. And now I know the opposing team, like, we thought like they should have done something special for them. But to eliminate it, to make it this wasn't it. This wasn't it.
Point-wise, man. Point-wise, man. You know, we were talking about points, man.
Don't make it elusive, guys. Yo,
we gonna fix it.
It's as rare as those. I've never seen the 3-3-3 battles yet. So I had one 100 times battle. I had like maybe 3 10 times battles. So I think what they did, and somebody mentioned it to me, is that to get the 100 times battle and to get more like it to be like more likely that you'll get the tricolor badges, is you have to win 3 of those 10 times battles in order to get 100 times battle. And I think if you win the 100 times battles, you're more likely to get the 300 times battles, the 333 times battles, or even the tricolor battle. So since
you got to prove yourself worthy,
right? But like, I don't think that was the way to put the tricolors in there. Like, if you want to do that for like the 100 time battles,
that should be a random like the part Splatoon just in general is like a random type game. Like, come on, don't try to like numberize it like that. Like, come on, like you game show don't put the teams together like that. So don't try to come like that with, okay, well, when it comes to tri battle, if you win 1/3 of this and then you bring 2/3 of that, and you have, because you damn sure don't put that. You don't do that when you putting the teams together.
No.
Y'all mess around and put 4 rollers on a team.
Hey!
Don't try to do the math with the other stuff, homie. Fix that part first. But I see what you're saying, though. Like, I can see them doing that. Like, yeah, like, all right, you won 3 10 times. All right, we'll put you in for 100. All right, you won 100. All right, now you get a shot at the 333. But like, come on, I think that should be left more on a random tip, because a lot of the game is randomness to me, in my opinion.
I don't mind them doing that with the like 100 times battles or the 333 times battles. That I don't think I mind so much. I think I mind them adding that feature to the tricolor battles, because that's supposed to be the new.
There's the game of Splatoon 3. Like, that's the game. Like, you don't add the tri battles. You might as well just that's your closest step. I mean, minus the salmon run with just having DLC for 2.
Right.
Like, that's the, like, 3.
Yeah, I was so
teams,
looking. I was so looking forward to the tricolor battles in this one, and I was like, wow, how I played most of Splatfest and I only got one. How I played
like
most of Splatfest and only got one.
The extra, the space, like the extra maps out. You can't. You alright? So you already removed stuff from that was new. You went backwards, and then the stuff you went forward on is now being retracted as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like it makes it super dry. Like it got to the point where I was like, I was fiending, like, because the thing is, because I didn't get to do the try during the prequels, right? So once I got a taste of that try battle, I just wanted more. You know what I mean? I was like, give me that try battle.
Right.
I'm getting turf. Like, I'm not getting that, so I'm like a fiend out here, like wanting the try battles, like clicking, and then of course when you pick try battles, it takes longer to get into the matches versus just going to what's the one above it? Like there's try battles, but then whatever the regular.
They're just regular Splatfest battles.
You'll be in matches all day. We're throwing teams together left and right, and that y'all join up here. You go to try battle, all right. You'll do a match with a good player. Then y'all sit in the lobby for 36 seconds. It'll remove that player. You get another 36-second queue. They'll finally add a person. There's another 36 seconds to get you in the match. You play the match.
And it ain't a tricolor match.
Yeah, now you play not a tricolor match. You go through a match with 4 people. They'll remove 2 of the 4 back in the lobby again. Then it's y'all 2 them. That whole situation. It did that every time. And then I'm sitting there thinking, like, well, I'm not going to go to the regular battle because I want my tri battle. So I'm going to take this time queue on me to only get one tri battle. Then I get in my tri battle. Oh, DC. How convenient. So I'm leaving it at that.
Yeah.
I mean, Splatfest is it's not as advertised. I'm gonna say that. It's not as advertised. Get it as advertised.
It needs to be fixed. It definitely needs to be worked on. I'm not saying the other team should automatically lose if they're winning. Give them points. But I like the frequency of it in the test fire. Or
it was good there, right?
The frequency was good. I give them points. That's it. Give them fudging points for coming in winning half the thing. That's it. That's all you have to do. And then the other teams have to make up the rest of the points if they want to keep winning. Right. But the frequency needs to be there. Like, you're not adding a new stage. What are you doing? Why did I have Hammerhead Bridge twice? Like, why?
At this point, like how you said, like, or how I described, like, the whole time thing only to get put in regular matches, they really have two regular turf battle options. You can play the one below where it takes you forever to get into a 4-on-4, or you can pick the one above it where, it'll put you in a 4-on-4 quicker. But, and then you brought up a good point with the badges. So, a lot of people are like, the badges are going to be the stunt in this game. If you want to stunt in this game, which badges that you have are hard to get, right? Like, this badge is hard to get. Let me put that on my banner. That's everybody's badge. They won't get one for the hard badges right now. Right now, that tri-battle badge is a hot badge.
Oh, I have it.
Only have a shot or two on a 3-day weekend.
Mm-hmm.
To have a shot or two. To not get that, I knew when y'all saw me streaming at the beginning of that stream before I kind of understood what was going on with the tri battles. I had it in my mind I was gonna get that badge, but by the end of it, it's like, nah, this badge is if they don't fix this, it's gonna be a team.
Right. Well, let's hope they fix it because I have the badge, but I don't know. I just I want to play the tricolor. I think the frequency was fine. I think what they need to do to fix the tricolor battles is add the stages. They need their own exclusive stages built just for tri battles. Like it needs to be something that they do. I don't know why they stopped doing it. It needs to be its own unique stage, and they need to constantly be adding a stage for the Splatfest. Like why are we taking steps backward? Anyway, we're gonna talk more about.
Let me just say one last thing, and then I will be back. We'll get more detail. I'm still not sure if I'm down with the scoring system. I mean, and this not because my team got whooped. This ain't that at all. Yeah, did we come in dead last? Of course, we came in dead last. This ain't got nothing to do with my team getting 0 points. Because I was rocking, I made the same argument with Team Scissors, right? And I wasn't even on Team Scissors. Come on, 0 points. You can't get. We whooped on the Team Fun, that got 20 points. What are you talking about?
Wait, wasn't Team Fun the one that won the halftime?
No, what? That's another issue. I'm glad you brought that up. There's no way Team Fun was winning at halftime. How Team Gear came out the rest of the game. You can't tell me Team Gear was getting whooped by Team Fun until halftime. Ain't no way. I don't believe it.
I know we were.
There's something not right there. Come on, Gamma, you know it.
I know we were definitely whipping some. Like I was Team Gear, guys, and we were definitely like I'm gonna say my battles. Like I looked at my victory scores. You know, you can look at your victory scores for the day. I had like 30 something victories and maybe 10 losses. So I was running, I was running a three-quarter ratio. Like I was winning most of my battles as Team Gear. Even when I went into pro matches, I was still I think that's the only place where I was kind of getting a whip, but I don't know by which team. I know I was getting whooped a little bit. So I was like, all right, let me get me out of this pro matches. I won a few matches. I won one extra more than I lost. So I was like, okay, I'm good with that. That's going to be my pro matches for the evening. Yeah. I'm not going to F with that because I'm not that great. So I'm going to get out of here and stick with the regular matches. But we were definitely whipping on both teams. Yeah, I'm not going
to. No, this ain't even about, to me, we'll get into it when we get into next week. Me and Gamber are going to get into the Splatfest solely. But let me just say this last piece. To me, this isn't even about, I'm going to give the team their props. Yeah, I was saying this while we were getting whooped. I was like, Team Gear is, you can feel it. All the skill is on. You can just feel the pressure. I could put my TV on black and white and play a match. And then I'd be like, yeah, this is a Team Gear team or this is a Team Fun team. Team Gear was so good. And this happened in Splatoon 2. I forgot which team, but during one of the Splatfests, all the skill, not saying people on Fun or my team weren't, but you could just tell the degree of difficulty going against Team Gear this go around. It was y'all had the whooping, y'all had that, which is fine. And but to me, it's not about that. More so than there's just something since there's no transparency, we don't they just throw the numbers all scribbly scrabble. When we first turned on Splatfest, I turned on the game, so I didn't really get to play the first night on Friday. So I turned it on, and it's telling me Team Fun got points on.
Right.
Sneak peek something, right?
Yeah, I didn't understand that.
Weird. To me, it's not on the up and up. It's
something.
So that's my whole thing, and then the end. Team Gear, which I think should have worked. I was saying this during the Splatfest. I was saying this during the Splatfest, not after. I was saying, the Team Gear got this. To me, it was no doubt in my mind. But y'all was only 5 points away from tying. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So there's just something in the numbers that's weird. It's even though y'all I think y'all should have a clear victory. But and then y'all end up winning the popular vote. So why did they win the sneak peek points? That's what
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know where those sneak peek points. The only thing I can think of, there was a poll going on in the Splatnet.
Oh, okay. I missed
that. So there was.
I'm gonna look into that.
I opened the Splatnet and I saw a poll going on. I didn't participate in the poll because I always I didn't know that if it would pick my team for me in the game, and I always like to pick my team while I'm on stream the first day of. So I didn't participate in the poll, but there was a poll in the Splatnet. Maybe that's where they got it from. I have no idea. But I know that when we started Splatfest, I was like, wait, how is it that Team Fun already is winning. Like we thought something glitched in the game that they gave them the auto win, because we were like, what is going on here? I don't understand. Anyway, we're gonna
yeah. See, we'll get into it, but like my main issue is not like who winning, who lose. There's something behind the scenes, something in the numbers that's funny.
Right.
It's not representing the true picture to me, but we'll get into it.
All right, so we're gonna leave it at that. This is just our impressions. Not.
Let me see. Hey, the music banging. The music in this game banging.
Yes.
The music is banging. I listened to Splatoon 3 official soundtrack. It's about 5 hours long. The music is like, Blitz is still my favorite song overall, and that's from 2.
Mm-hmm.
But this, man, is far beyond 1 and 2. And I'm glad Team Chaos won, even though it was Team Order, because I think that the soundtrack is different from 1 and 2. I think if Team Order would have won, the soundtrack for 3 would have sounded like 1 and 2. 3, you could tell it's Chaos. Like, I like it. So I'm glad that 3, the music is banging. So listen to the OST if you get a chance. I mean, I haven't found the bad song I like yet, and I already have a favorite song in this one.
Yeah, the Rainbow Anarchy, I think, is mine right now. I really, really like. You'll probably be listening to it the whole time we have been talking. To be fair, if my favorite OST always is the background music for our podcast. Anyway, guys, like I said, this is not a full review. Our full review will probably come years later. Guys, we just wanted to get some of our thoughts and what we're thinking right now. I don't know. We might have to even do 3.
Yeah,
we might have to do.
We're going to touch bases. The game is a 2-year period game. We're definitely going to be touching back. Even after we do this video next week on Splatfest, if it gets revamped, we'll come back and touch. And so on and so forth. Like you said, it's a live game. We're going to have to come back and touch bases many times before this is wrapped up. This, you got to think, a 2-hour window. I mean, a 2-year window with 2. We know we're getting the DLC free and paid. So, yeah, we're going to come back and touch bases.
All right. So, let's give us your exit ticket so we can get out of here.
All right, yo, Lazy James, Marz, Docio, all that stuff. Formalities all in the descriptions. Y'all check it out. Check us out next week. So on and so forth.
Actually, when you see this, it might be the same week. I'm hoping you guys wouldn't have missed it, because it might take me a little bit to edit. But we will see you guys on the Splatville. Thank you guys for watching. Happy gaming. Bye.